Hello everyone, today I'm going to be taking you to one of my favorite dessert shops. It is Shuei-Do Manju Shop. Shuei-Do Manju Shop is in San Jose's Japantown, and they've been there since 1953, and I've been going there since I was 4 years old. Shuei-Do is one of the last shops in California selling manju, which are traditional Japanese confections. Funny story, I've been going to Shuei-Do since I was 4 years old, however I didn't really start to appreciate and enjoy manju until I was around 6. As I mentioned earlier, manju is basically a broad category of Japanese confections, but specifically at Shuei-Do, one of their most popular confections is their mochi, which are sweet rice cakes filled with red bean or white bean paste. Another popular item is their Dongo, which is fruit flavor mochi, and they change out their flavors every day. And seriously, they have my favorite Dongos. I've had Dongo in Hawaii and even in LA, but it doesn't compare to the ones in San Jose. I have quite a big order since I'm going to be trying every item on their menu, so let's head over now to Shuei-Do to pick up our manju. I'm back now from Shuei-Do, and all the manju is looking incredible. I did some research and I found out that Steve Jobs used to be a regular customer at Shuei-Do, and it all started when he had a craving for mochi because he loved mochi and he wondered where he could find it, and he was about to send his personal chef all the way to Japan. However, he found out about Shuei-Do and he became a regular customer there. And because of that, Apple had a standing order at Shuei-Do twice a week. One thing I love about Shuei-Do is everything is handmade, and that means their mochi has the softest, smoothest texture. Another cool thing is they sell merchandise like stickers and t-shirts. The first item I'm going to be trying is the habutai, and this is plain sweet mochi, and it's filled with a smooth azuki bean filling. While their habutai is perhaps their most famous because it's the most simple, but they make it really well, the mochi is so soft and delicate, and it's so smooth. There's not a single bit of grittiness, and it's so soft, and it almost melts in your mouth. It feels like you're biting into a pillowy cloud. Next, I'm going to be trying the Yomogi, which is my personal favorite, and this is very similar to the habutai. However, they use mugwort, which is a Japanese herb, to flavor the mochi, so trust me, this stuff is transformative. To me, the mugwort just has a very mild flavor and it almost tastes slightly herbal, and it just has this nice sweetness that goes really well with the mochi. And trust me, you'll know what I mean if you try it. It is very, very good. Now for their green tea mochi, and this is just mochi flavored with green tea. And I'm actually curious to see how this is because surprisingly, I've never had this before. Wow, I'm really impressed with this green tea mochi. I thought it would have a really strong green tea flavor, and it doesn't. It has the perfect balance of green tea to contrast with the azuki beans and the soft mochi, so I really appreciate that you can taste all the flavors that are going on in this mochi. And this is not to be confused with matcha, which is ground green tea leaves. Rather, this is green tea that has been brewed, and it tastes like they used some of the tea in the mochi. Next, I'm going to be trying something quite a bit different. This is the pink white, and the difference is this is white bean filling instead of azuki red bean filling. Wow, this is a really nice change from the red bean. Not saying that the red bean isn't good, but with this, the white bean paste is so incredibly fluffy. I don't know how they do it, but it surprised me because of how fluffy it is. And it's definitely a little bit more mild tasting than the red bean. So if you don't like really strong tasting mochi, you'll definitely like this one. Next is the white manju, and this is steamed cake flour filled with smooth azuki bean. You know, I'm actually pretty surprised. In the past, I haven't liked these steamed manjus, but here at Shuei-Do, I really enjoy their steamed manju because it's so much sweeter and more flavorful. I've found in the past from other places that the outer steamed cake flour is kind of bland, but not this one. It's soft, it's sweet, It's perfectly fluffy, almost like the mochi, and of course, it's always good with red bean. Next is the white Kanako, which is basically the same thing, and the only difference is this uses whole red azuki beans. The only difference with this one is you get a little bit of skins from the beans, which add a nice little texture, and I actually prefer this one over the manju because I like the chew to contrast with the really soft and melty bean paste as well as the soft pastry. Next is their brown Kanako, and again, this is the same thing. I'm definitely noticing a trend. However, this one uses brown sugar, and it has such a rich brown sugary smell. I know I'm gonna love this one because honestly, I love pretty much anything that has brown sugar in it. This is definitely my favorite without a doubt between all the manju and the Kanakas because this one almost reminds me of a pancake on the outside. That's right, it almost tastes like a brown sugary pancake filled with red bean. And honestly, the brown sugar flavor goes so good with the red bean. It's basically just a match in heaven. Alright, next I'm gonna be trying their peanut butter mochi, and I gotta be honest, this one I've been putting off because it's definitely a personal preference thing. I'm sure most people would find this absolutely delicious, but personally, I just don't enjoy peanut butter. And I also know it's one of their best-selling flavors because this was actually requested by many customers because this was not one of their original mochis that they made. So, here it goes. I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't like this one, but that's again just because I don't like peanut butter, because the peanut butter, let me tell you, that stuff was intense. It just about blew my socks off. If you like peanut butter, you're definitely gonna like this one because it tastes like they use a mixture of peanut butter and those delicious white beans. Unfortunately, the white beans weren't enough to match the flavor of the peanut butter, but that means many people are gonna love this because I don't know how they do it, but that peanut butter flavor is so rich and intense. It's possible that they maybe make their own peanut butter. Next, I'm going to be trying their Kanako, and this is mochi topped with Kanako, which is ground roasted soybeans. And personally, I'm not a big fan of Kanako, but I know that's going to get the taste of the peanut butter out of my mouth. You know, even though I said I wasn't a huge fan of Kanako, this stuff is incredible. The Kanako flavor is very light, and it's just a little bit of a roasted soybean flavor, and I wasn't sure how that would go with the white bean that's inside the mochi, but surprisingly, it kind of complements it well, and I feel like the white bean kind of takes away some of the rich Kanako-y flavor, which I'm not a huge fan of, so it's just a light, slightly nuttiness to go great with the mochi. Now I'm going to be trying their milk Dongo, and this is mochi without any beans of any kind inside, and it looks like it's flavored with a little bit of condensed milk. I'm really loving this Dongo. The milk flavor is so rich and creamy, and yes, they definitely sweeten condensed milk, and that makes me think the little pieces of this mochi would go great in some sort of dessert because of the rich, creamy flavor. Next is the strawberry Dongo, and I already love how colorful this one is. The strawberry Dongo is really amazing compared to other Dongo I've had. Like I said, the Dongo Shuei-Do is some of my favorite Dongo. Because of their flavoring, it doesn't taste overly artificial, and it's not super strong, it's just a really light flavor. And again, nothing beats the texture of their mochi, and I feel like this is definitely something that a lot of little kids would like because Dongo, I mean, what's not to love about a soft, chewy bite of strawberry heaven? We finally made it to the last item, which is their butter mochi, and this is a popular treat in Hawaii. The butter mochi is definitely another one of my favorites at Shuei-Do that I've gotten many times, and one thing I love about their butter mochi is it has the perfect glutinous rice, chewy texture that you want from your butter mochi, because a lot of times in the past from other places, I've had butter mochi that's too soft or mushy, but not Shuei-Do. They have the perfect soft and delicate chewy texture that you want. Not to mention the flavor of the butter mochi is perfect as well. It's not overly rich, greasy, or buttery, and it almost tastes slightly nutty on top because it's nice and browned. Out of all the mochis and manju I tried, my favorite is still the Yomogi. However, I'm gonna be honest, pretty much all the other ones are equally good, except for the peanut butter, because they are all so delicious in their own way. If you've never had manju or traditional Japanese confections, you definitely need to check out Shuei-Do. You can really tell everything is made by hand, and that's what I think makes their manju and confections so unique and delicious. If you're interested in checking them out, and you should be after watching this, I'll leave their address in the description box down below. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure if you did, give it a like, and also make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.